Hey everybody, Chris here, aka Rufotris, and today's video is going to be short and sweet. I want to show you what I've been working on, but I don't have a lot of time to make a video today because, well, let me just show you. My workplace is a bit of a disaster, and I'm transitioning from this Dremel here that I've been using, my cheap one with the flex shaft, to my new one that just came with the foot pedal. But I've been down here on the floor using these pads to grind through and polish up these Brazilian agates. So, you can see some rough ones here I've just been starting to flatten out and get the saw marks out of. But then I've got a few that I've already polished up. You can see a nice shine on that. This side I did not do. Has a bit of a shine in the middle there, but I might redo that patch. It's kind of velvety there. Yeah, these are getting a nice shine to them. They've got amazing light play. Some of them have a bit of what looks like iris, or even potentially just some normal like parallax banding. This one, it's pretty thick, but it definitely has some color play there. Almost makes it look blue in the white bits. There we can see its actual natural color. But that little bit of light play. Super cool. Ooh, that's lovely. Look at that. So, this is what I've been working on. Lots of these slabs I'm getting ready for upcoming live sales. Almost all of these are going to be available for sale. A couple of them I'm keeping for myself, like this one. It looks like the Eye of Ra. I think that's really cool. I'm going to polish that one up and put it on my display. And then the other thing I'm currently doing is I got a whole bunch of these diamond core bits, and I'm trying a few different methods right now. I use some blue tack in between the rocks to try and like hold some rocks down onto some base rocks. A couple pieces that I didn't care that much about. I'm gonna cut the thunder egg bit out of there, but I didn't really care about the rhyolitic host. So I'm using that to glue my little ring blinks on. Unfortunately, this one I cut a little bit off onto the flat side, so I don't know how that's going to turn out. But yeah, just gluing some of these down so I can drill them a little bit easier with the core bits, like this one. Tried a little bit of super glue. First, the blue tack kind of helped hold it down a bit, but it wasn't sturdy enough. So I started super gluing rocks together that I can remove with acetone later. And this one, I was trying to cut out some rings. So this is going to be the outer part of the ring. I'm going to cut just about that thick all the way around it, just core the middle out. And I was hoping to have that little druzy pocket be a live edge on the rings. So this one you can see is going to have just a little bit of druzy on top of the ring. The second one I cut out should hopefully have a little more. Nice little druzy topper. And then I may do a couple more right here and save some of the top to cab up or something. Well, that's the idea here. Is I picked out a bunch of random different slabs to try it with. I'm multitasking. I go back and forth with the drill and doing these slabs, and then as my drill battery dies from doing a couple cores or slabs or whatever, I was going over to the rotary tool, but now I'm gonna hook up my new rotary and give that a try. This was my very first piece I drilled out. I used some of the Wonderstone and just drilled out a little piece of the Wonderstone. Kept to the core, can make that into something. A little earring piece or something, I don't know. Accent for a pendant. Did not get that one drilled very centered. And the mistake I made here was I drilled the center hole first and then the outer hole. And I couldn't see inside the drill bit to make sure it was lined up. So now what I'm trying to do on these first is drill the outer hole, then the inner hole. But I can still salvage this one. I'll just have to grind a little more off the top. When someone wears it, the thicker part can be the top or something. I don't know. That's going to be a small one. That's like a pinky ring. And now I can't get it off my pinky. So I may include a few little clips here. Slicing into these. These are super glued on. Not slicing in, but rather maybe I'll put a little clip here for y'all of drilling these out with the core drill. Ooh, and I wanted to show you, that one there is off of this piece on the end. It's a really solid material, but it's very pretty. It was very cool as I was grinding through. I might save some of that top bit that's fractured up for another project I was wanting to do. But I don't know, I was just grabbing random slabs and slices. This is all kind of just test to see how it goes. It's got some sort of jade or jadeite here. I don't know if I'm gonna actually cut into the picture stone. This one was a meh piece. I think it'd be kind of cool if on the outer edge of the ring you got a bit of a picture. Yeah, I don't know, a few random stones just for tests. Let's check out my new Dremel and then maybe I'll grind a bit of that. So I got this as an Amazon special. It was on sale. It does not seem to have a brand name anywhere on it. It just says Flex Shaft Grinder. Even looked on Amazon, and there was one place that mentioned like Vever or something. I think it was this one, but it's definitely not even a Vever. It's a pretty basic instruction manual. There were countless typos on, I think it was this one. Okay, not countless, but I didn't want to count them. So my reason for choosing this one and upgrading was it has a foot pedal, and I really wanted a flex shaft with a foot pedal. So I picked one out that seemed sturdy, had thousands of really good reviews, and had a nice metal solid flex shaft. Alright, so skipping some of the unpacking there so you don't have to listen to plastic noises. It looks like it is a pretty flimsy pedal. I don't know if it's speed controlled by pressure. I guess we'll hope so, because given that it has a pretty high range of RPMs, and not all of my tips can go at the full RPMs, I really hope that's a speed control pedal. I guess I didn't bother to check when I bought it. I'm not sure that it said that, but I don't know, why would they have this variable RPM if not, right? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, that's heavy. There's speed control on this one. No. Whew, that is a heavy clunker. Now, I was able to find a part in here that did mention greasing the flex shaft when you change it out, or when you add a new flex shaft, but I don't know if it meant also in the initial brand new one, because these often don't come greased up. So I am going to check it. I'm going to take this apart. I'm going to inspect it and see if they've greased inside the flex shaft. And if not, maybe in my next video where I go over this more and start using it, I will do a how-to and show you how. Basically, you just hold it upright, put some grease up at the top. You can work it in there a little bit, move the, I don't know what the piece that's in there is called, but just move it around a bit, work some of the grease down in, and then you can just kind of turn it on and let it run for like 5 minutes while this is up in the hangings, and that'll let the grease work down through the flex shaft. The other thing is, yeah, I forgot to buy a stand for this, and this is a heavy clunker. I saw a bunch of the stands on Amazon, but they all like clip to the edge of the table here, and that's not exactly what I want. I want a floor stand one with a tripod kind of mount, so I can also take it other places and not have to have a table to use it. I want to just have like a tripod on the floor. But looks like it came with some basic tips and some copper brushless replacement pieces. Some sort of grinding stones, and basic sandpaper and cutting stones. But I've got lots of these. I just ordered a whole new kit of felt polishing pads and stuff. Ooh, okay, I popped that out of the plastic. That feels nice. Ooh, that is sturdy. Oh, I like this a lot. It's got a really sturdy feel to it. I'm excited to get this hooked up, get using it, figure out everything about it, see what that's about. What is the purpose of this? Kind of bent, clippy thing. I don't see a seam in there. Yeah, well, I'll read the instructions a couple times. That looks like it might get corroded and get grody just from touching. Look at that. It's already got fingerprints on it. Huh. Interesting. Is it test used? Or maybe this is a returned unit because it's got a few dings and scratches. Oh, if it works, I'm not too worried. Okay, fun fact. This was reverse threaded on there. So you have to, when looking at it from the bottom, it looks like you'd be tightening it to take it off. And the other way, normally be lefty loosey, puts it back on. And then I took this little piece off already. We've got these two little screws there. And that attaches this to that, and this to that. Now, it is definitely not greased, so I'm glad I checked it out. It's got like the smallest amount of machine grease right here. But this, that goes inside this, is definitely not greased. And to prevent this from heating up and wearing this part out faster, you definitely want to apply some sort of machine grease in the flex shaft, which I did not do on my first original unit, and probably why it got so darn hot all the time and burned out my motor on my old really crappy rotary. So let me go find my grease, and I guess we'll get to update. I'm very happy to be wrong. This was actually greased. I went and found my grease, and I was looking it up and wasn't totally sure if this grease that comes with like the flat lap was going to be good or not for it. And yeah, you get the grease on your hands, you do want to wash your hands. So I was about to look it up, but I decided to double check, and I pulled the inside out, and it definitely had grease on it, and it got all over my hands. I just went and washed my hands. That's all water. But yeah, I pulled the core of that out, and it was definitely greased up. So we're good to go with this. I'm going to put it back together, get it ready, and then let's go drill those ring bits and see if I have any time to add any like attempt at the ring making into this video. Probably not, because I'm already like 3 hours away from premiere time as I'm filming this. And I couldn't help it. I had to plug it in and give it some test taps here. And it is definitely variable speed, so we're good. The pressure on the pedal determines the speed. So you can go nice and slow here, or fast. There's something seems to be making a lot of noise right here in this piece. Whatever this is, there's a lot of noise coming out right here, so I might take it apart, double check it, make sure it's greased enough in this bit before I use it. So maybe no video usage of this tonight, but let's get over and drill my rings the rest of the way at least, and we'll call it a video. So yeah, basically not a lot to it, just holding the stone and using the diamond core drill bits, just going to town. I'm not sure if I want to drill the middle part now before I get 100% through. I don't think it'll pop off. I think the glue's pretty stable on there, but I don't know. Maybe it'll be a good idea to drill the middle part out now. Maybe I'll do that. Let's see. I went back and forth on what size I was going to make this, but I guess it's safer to go smaller and then I can grind some away. I don't know. This is all an experiment. I don't know what I'm doing. The hardest part is getting it started. Alrighty, so I chose to include this next part and not edit it down to just the successful ending because I figured people could learn from it, or at least if you're into Lapidary, you could have a small laugh at it. But let this serve, hopefully, as a bit of encouragement the next time you get discouraged trying your own home lapidary project. If you don't have the right machines and you're using something like this to obtain, what your version of a cabochon is, don't let small little things stop you or discourage you. Just keep trying, keep at it. And spoiler alert, in the end, the answer here was just to push and go for it. Let's see. Right about there. Try and start at an angle to make a little groove to hold into. It doesn't work very well. Works when doing the big outer one to get it started. Man, I need a centering jig is what I think I need. Oh man, just gotta commit and start pushing. It's real hard. Let's see, how good was that? Oh, that might be pretty good. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, still a ways to go. Starting to see the color from the rock on the underside coming through. So yeah, just now try and do the big chunk. All right, cut through that one. I think we got through the middle. Got a little druzy edge there. Not all the way even on my centering, but hey, this is a learning experience. So I'm not gonna just pop those off because I don't want to snap the stone now that it's this thin. So once I'm done cutting out a few on this, I'm going to give it an acetone soak and then pull them off after they've soaked off the super glue and acetone. So yeah, although, ooh, I don't want to cut into this one until that's removed. I forgot about that. That wasn't very smart. Maybe I'll just drip some acetone around this one. Let's see, I'll check back in with you in just a minute when I decide. All right, great success so far. Pop the little plug off. Just popped a little acetone in there for a second. Not enough to pop this whole rock off, but enough to loosen. Whoops. Wouldn't be one of my videos if I didn't drop one of my rocks. Oh my gosh, and I picked up the wrong one. Wait, it was right next to it. I dropped it right by the other one. Okay, so as you can see, this right side's a little thicker than the left, especially if I want the druzy to be the top. But looks like just cut enough room that it should be solid inside. And the druzy should be a nice little live edge on this ring. That'll be pretty cool. And it's got some nice plumes. Get it a little more wet so you can see here. Cool. I'm a little worried working how thin this is, but hey, that's what I'm trying to learn how to do here. And it's a tiny ring. It's going to be a pinky ring for someone with a really small hand. I'll give you measurements when we're done. So that's what I've been doing. I appreciate you all watching. Big thanks to my Patreon and channel members. And for now on, I'm going to try and remember at the end of my videos to put my Patreon members because, well, they support me and I want to give a big shout out and thank you to them every video because they are a big reason what makes this all possible. It's the fact that so many of you as channel members and just donators and Patreons give and give and give to this community, not just myself, but lots of people in this community enjoy your generosity and greatly appreciate it. We're able to share our love of Lapidary and help each other, even send each other stuff, thanks to the just overwhelming generosity of everyone here. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you all. I will see you again soon.